Welcome to Mind Over Matter. I'm Kelly. Um, just a little check in. This isn't really like my main thing, but I know people are watching. They want to know. So we're going to give the people what they want, right? And even if they're watching for nefarious reasons, like I feel like I'm still doing good work. They're learning, they're growing too. So that's why we're here. Um, so look, the energy right now is painting the roses red. Right? Uh at first glance, everything looks normal, but trust me, there is like chaos erupting all around you, you know? There's so much drama. It's not your drama. It's not in your life, but it's definitely in everybody else's life, and it's about you. It's drama about you. So uh yeah. Look, I tried to make this video a couple times and I just laughed so hard and I couldn't stop. Like, I had to get it out of my system because that's not what I'm here to do. I'm here to promote peace and like break this mass psychosis that all these people are in. So if you feel like I'm mocking you, I'm not. But if you're like trying to ruin my life, like this channel's not for you. If you can be bribed, borrowed, there's like some weird sister wives thing going on. But manipulated, like group think, sheeple, like this isn't your channel. If you are a yellow belly jellyback, which is another word for coward, this is not your channel. Skedaddle. So, yeah, but I'm not here to mock or make anyone feel bad or like incite rage or violence because this whole thing is just stupid. But welcome. Hopefully, there's a message here for you. But yeah, so there's the paint the roses red energy. People are trying to distance themselves. Oh, well, I only held the little knife that got stabbed in your back. They held the big knife that got stabbed in your back. So all masks are going to fall, right? Uh, Anything built on illusion that is not real is going to fall. And what I mean by real, I mean honest, right? Anything achieved in an honest way will collapse. That whole timeline is collapsed. You have like all these people in this like weird warped like reality time loop where like they're just doing the same things over and over again and getting nowhere, and then like no one looks up to see like, oh, it's Christmas, there's snow outside. Like, they don't want to let it go, but if you dig deeper, it's they don't want to let you go. They don't want to face the fact that it's over, you've moved on. They don't get to have your life. They don't get to dominate you. Their will is not stronger than your will. Like, whatever freaking demon told them that they could, well, guess what? The devil's a liar. You sold your soul and you lost. So you don't get to bind people to you, but you guys are bound together. Like, don't worry, nobody's going anywhere. You guys are bound together. And somebody's got something in their house. Just so you know, there's a lot of stuff done that can't be take back. Someone's trying to reverse the stuff that they did, some of the stuff. It's not going to soften the blow. Like, it's sad. This whole thing is sad. It's really sad because it's like a bunch of people self-destructing for no reason. They participated in these lower vibrational practices and they have these things attached to them and they have lost their mind and their life is going to be in shambles. And that's sad. Not just sad, it's an ocean of sorrow with rough seas ahead. For what? For what? That's what happens when you try to be a predator and prey upon people. Like, you can't do that. There's spiritual laws. Nobody's above that. So Anyways, where was I saying? So, but October is actually going to be a great month. You know, it's a month of breakthroughs, of harvesting. Like, I don't want to make this like a video about like the ops, but it does have a lot to do with it. Just because, like, I'm told and I'm know to feel indifferent, right? Feel indifferent, and I do, but I still at the same time I feel like they don't even realize like the scale of oops, you know? So, and seeing people suffer is never something anyone should find joy in. So I feel like these are terribly misguided people who had plenty of opportunities to do the right thing. You're always given the opportunity to do the right thing, but chose to step like all the way into the darkness, you know? And then like all the other innocent people around them who have jobs and families who just incurred so much karma and like curses and everything just for dealing with them. Like that's why collective, if you're like me, you have to be really careful of who you let in your energetic circle, right? Because if somebody's not strong enough to, you know, keep their morals and not get swayed into temptation, and they get persuaded in any way to wrong you, like the karma that comes with that is detrimental, you know? So if you know somebody is not going to be able to handle being in your energy, definitely distance themselves. Because what happens when people get in your energy is they are attractive, you know? Everybody they've ever dated wants to reconnect with them. You know, things are going great. Their egos get so big, right, that they think it's them, and they get arrogant, you know, and then they fuck you over, and then their life falls to shit because they couldn't handle being in your energy. So you need to make sure that like the people that are in your circle are strong enough in their own energy. You know, they have a really strong sense of self. They have morals, a code of conduct, ethics, you know, integrity, all things that, you know, you want people around you to have. So just keep that in mind, you know. They're still plotting. It's never going to end. I mean, it's going to end, but it's just going to be like so sad because like these people are puppets, you know? I have no strings to hold me down. And there's no like pot of gold at the end of the rainbow for you. There just simply is not. You know, everything you have to, like, you're not getting out of it. You're gonna have to face it head on. Like, nothing to it but to do it. You're gonna have to go through it. And look, I'm gonna give you a piece of advice for a little ways down the road in your future, because you absolutely will get to this point. I want you to remember, if you can take it, you can make it. Because you absolutely will be at a point where you feel like you can't take it. You know, blow after blow after blow. You're not going to want to go on. If you can take it, you can make it. You can take it. You can take it. You're taking yourself, pretty much. Everything that you put out, you're going to have to take. If you can take it, you can make it. I'm rooting for you. You know, there's a difference between someone who has not suffered enough. People that have not suffered enough are vindictive, bitter, you know, vengeful. They got a chip on their shoulder. But when you've suffered enough, you're humble and you're grateful. We're gonna learn a little about we're gonna learn a little bit about humility and gratitude and God. So this is the doorway to your guys' ascension, you know. It's a very sacred time. things are hardly ever what they seem, you know? It just depends on how high of a perspective you have on stuff. And in this case, it seems like the devil's in the details. It's a saying for a reason, because it's only when you look at something in a real small way does it seem good or bad, right? You zoom out, this is a sacred process, and we're all going through it, just different parts. So this is a sacred time for all of us. So October is a month of breakthroughs. It's a month of harvest. Look, somebody is just so upset about the thought of you being with someone. Let me tell you what, this person cannot eat, they cannot sleep. That's all they think about is the thought of you. If you being in love, somebody loving you, somebody like seeing your worth. I don't know. It's like you have any kind of love or happiness in your life, it just makes somebody want to die. As crazy as that sounds, the thought of you in a happy home, a great loving relationship is just the worst thing in the world to someone. But it's coming. They know it. They know it. That's why they're all up in arms. They're trying to block it any which way they can, but they can't. They can't. It's here. Look, you can't fight destiny. Everybody knows the more you try to fight destiny, the more you bring destiny in. That's kind of how that goes. And just still not believing God is just crazy, you know? Anybody can step on a flower, but can you create one? That's power. Can you heal things? That's power, you know? Can you grow things? Cultivate things? Anyone can destroy things. Just food for thought. Anyways, so love is coming. Divine love, divine union. No man can stop what's written for you. So a lot of that yada yada yada. Someone's spending a lot of time in a car. Somebody's sick. Look, there's like these people's health is like draining. They think that they're draining your crown chakra and your solar plexus chakra. If you feel like you need to do any kind of protection or cleansing, you know, do that. But the Most High's got you. But yeah, so if you feel like your health is draining, it's not germs making you sick. It's probably lower vibrational entities like feeding off your life force energy. I would maybe try to take care of that too. So I want to talk a minute about wholeness, right? And try to explain it in a layman's term ways. So I'm going to compare wholeness to ice cream. Ice cream is great, delicious, amazing. Everybody loves ice cream, right? You and your wholeness is ice cream. And any partner or relationship in your life, once you become ice cream and your wholeness is like a topping, like let's say chocolate syrup. So you meet someone and they are chocolate syrup to your ice cream. Tastes delicious, great combination. They go so well together, right? Chocolate syrup and ice cream. Well, say one day chocolate syrup's not there. Your ice cream is still delicious. It's still amazing. It's great. It's ice cream. Everybody loves ice cream, you know? So maybe there's no more chocolate syrup and sprinkles comes. Sprinkles and ice cream is amazing, you know? So it's like once you come into wholeness with yourself, you know, other people's energies add and create like a different, you know, energetic combination, you know, which is nice. But if that energy is not there, you all on your own are still just as nice. Like that's kind of like what wholeness is. So keep that in mind, as Libra season is a time for unions and relationships. You still are like so amazing. So look at like the people that you meet and the people in your lives as like added bonuses. Like, yeah, that's great. It's awesome. But if it's not there, it's still pretty freaking awesome, you know? And if you're like the collective I'm reaching out for are in like spiritual things like me, spiritual journeys, hero's journey, uh, you know, people come into your life for various different reasons, right? Various different reasons. Everyone that's been in my life and is in my life is very intentional, where I live, where I work, who I'm around. They all are presenting different things you need to learn towards self mastery, and ascension. So just know that somebody who's supposed to remain in your life will remain in your life. Somebody who's not will not. Like my spirit guides will get a mofo out of my life quick. And then if I still don't listen, they'll start like effing my life up. Like, you know, not to go around them. As soon as you go around them, bad shit's gonna happen. So, you know. So, yeah. So, I like October. The veil's thin. If you do spiritual work, you can get a lot of work done. Um, there's a lot of growth. And I wish everybody the best, you know. Uh, wake up. You'll wake up when you're ready. Um, if you find that, I don't want to like say too much, like put somebody on the spot, but now is a good time. It's fall, like things need to fall away. If something's not good for you, you need to get it out of your life. I'll leave it at that. Or if you're suffering from any kind of like dependency, for any kind of addictions, I would maybe try to take a look at that too. You know, I know it's hard. I've had plenty of addictions, so I get it. But maybe, you know, try to get some clarity by cleaning up a little bit. Clean up your energy a little bit. You know, go for a brisk walk. Cold wind is really good at clearing energy. So if you can do that, you should do that. Oh, connecting with nature right now is huge. Huge. The birds are talking, you know, and it's almost like nature's like so much louder. I went for a walk the other day and it was like, I know like a symphony seems like kind of cliche, but it kind of was, and it was so loud and so beautiful. And I was like, wow, the world it's a lot louder today than it has been, but in like the best possible way. So there's that. The cards I pulled are all about, you know, like Two of Cups, the Lovers. Look, Eight of Swords, Three of Wands, right? Someone is expecting to just be trapped. Oh, maybe someone's trapped. No, someone feels like they're going to be trapped in a relationship. That's what this is saying. Someone feels so freaking trapped. They are trying to look for a way on the horizon to get out of this. Yeah. Look, the Magician, the Death card. Look, they are trying to manifest themselves into the end of something. Look at that. Oh, uh-oh. The Sun, King of Cups, Ace of Coins. Somebody sees very clearly you're where the stability is. They see very clearly that you're where the abundance is. And real quick, too, just to put something in perspective for you guys, like anytime you ever choose money over love, like you're never going to win, just because love is the vibration of money. It is. That's why when people like are in the honeymoon stages, they usually get promotions. Like their finances improve so much just because their vibration is higher. So I think somebody may be coming to a lot of conclusions here recently, right? And like y'all need to be careful with each other, for real. You're like a whole group of dangerous people that everyone should be scared of everybody. Ay, ay, ay. Oh, confirmation. So, yeah. Angel messages are talking about standing your ground, inner strength, sacred power. Oh, and it also says that someone's not telling you the full truth. Imagine that. Things are never what they seem. Not with me, not with anybody else. You know, that's just, tis the nature of life, right? So, drink lots of water, get some nature, and, I wrote down, why are they giving me so much power? Right? Like if someone's like whole day in life is like absolutely like the quality of life is ruined based off of how you're doing, like that's giving away a lot of power. And I just for the life of me can't understand that. Or you know, like the harder you chase something, the more like you repulse it, you know? So like not only are you like there's a lot of power being given away, but you're also like pushing away the very things that you want. It's just never correct your enemy's mistakes, right? All right. You guys have I don't even know what day is it. Thursday. Have a good Thursday and I'll make another video soon.